can you get the most out of your interpreter? Let's recap. Be aware that the interpreter is your tool to get your message across. Provide materials in advance so that the interpreter can become an expert in the topic of your speech. And when you're delivering your speech, try to watch your speed and your accent. Hi, I'm Sarah Hickey, interpreting researcher at Nimdzi Insights. Today's lesson, try to avoid jokes and quotes. I know, it's very tempting to open up your speech with a smart quote or try to loosen up the atmosphere with a funny joke. But to be honest, for interpreters, that's basically their worst nightmare. And here's why. Jokes usually have a cultural element or a linguistic element, or worst of all, both, which means that they often simply don't translate into other languages. And then you have half the room laughing and half the room looking really confused. When it comes to quotes, you might think, oh, everyone knows this quote by this really famous person. But to be honest, when you're putting interpreters on the spot, they are probably not going to be able to perfectly produce this same quote in another language, no matter how famous it is. Because to be honest, who can do that? So then they'll probably end up leaving it out. So this leaves you with two options. Either you provide your quote to the interpreters in advance so they can look it up in the target language, or you simply leave it out, because if I may leave you with a quote by Somerset Maugham, the ability to quote is a serviceable substitute for wit. My recommendation, just be witty and clever yourself and wow your audience in your own way.